Ladies and gentlemen, it's the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded, Tony Tone Deaf, rocking with you. I want to welcome one and all to the Clown World Review. We are an up-and-coming channel and the sky is the limit. Don't miss the momentum. Like this video and share it with a friend, and if you could, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss a single upload. We are days away from Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity dropping, and I had to get one more video in before I disappear into the Typhlo ruins for a month. Today I wanted to discuss 6 things that I'm looking forward to with the release of Age of Calamity, so buckle up kiddies, because we're about to dive headfirst into what I'm probably looking forward to the most, which is the lore. I don't necessarily mean follow-up games when I say what comes afterward. I mean what we're doing right now, making and watching videos regarding the events that unfold in the Age of Calamity for the next however long until the sequel to Breath of the Wild releases. I love theorizing the details and direction of this series and could spend hours discussing and listening to different opinions and viewpoints. There is so much detail put into these games, and sharing our discoveries and Easter eggs and then talking about all of it becomes part of the Legend of Zelda itself. And in a gaming industry of massive online foundations and additional transactions, in a world where the single-player campaign is dismissed out of ease and for the almighty dollar, and where publishers will sell you an overpriced, broken game with a promise to fix it through patches and digital band-aids, The Legend of Zelda has always remained true to the roots of what makes video games so special, even if they don't hit a home run on every swing. The next item on my list is gaining an appreciation for Warriors games. My relationship with The Legend of Zelda is that of what most strive for in their own interpersonal relationships. You see, there was a time when the beautiful ladies of YouTube weren't throwing themselves all over the tone deaf. That's right, there were many cold nights alone, and my memory foam sees a therapist weekly for what it's taken part in. Luckily for myself and the mattress, there were a catalog of Zelda games written throughout my life to give me false purpose and to help me feel the warmth of human love and acceptance by living vicariously through Peter Pan and King Arthur's love child. So I feel a bit of guilt and that I've done the Legend of Zelda series a disservice when I say that I have not played Hyrule Warriors or any Warriors game for that matter. And I don't know if I have even seen the games played in my presence. My first experience with any of the Warriors games was the Age of Calamity demo that just dropped a few weeks ago, and what can I say? Most people my age are old farts. I was lucky, but sometimes I can still be slightly behind the times, but now that I've seen other Warrior games exist, I'm hoping to play those as well. The Age of Calamity demo was fun and it makes the player feel powerful, and that's great stress release. Those who are seasoned in the Warriors games, feel free to drop some suggestions in the comments. Let me know a good place to start. Number 3 on my list is gaining a new perspective for Breath of the Wild through the events revealed in the Age of Calamity. Hyrule is my happy place. One reason Breath of the Wild stands out to me as one of the greater video games to ever be developed is its immersive environment that almost whisks me away at the press of a power button. One of the more common critiques I've heard of Breath of the Wild is that due to its open world, the story itself didn't take priority. I enjoyed the story and the way it was executed, and I believe a critical factor, in my opinion, is the immersiveness of the game that allows my mind to indulge in something so expansive that when I take a step back, I realize that the memories and different cutscenes of the game were just a small part of a larger story that's told through exploration and self-discovery. I hear a lot of complaining that entertainment and pop culture beat the audience or player over the head with plot points, and that's a fair observation, but what is also true is that so many individuals are quick to react and never take the time to allow a product to marinate and cure into its own greatness. The game creators then take this impulsive feedback and shape the next decade around that. All I'm saying is that we should take the time to understand what the painting is and where the artist is coming from. And I feel like I have to pre-qualify that because, judging from the demo, the story of the Age of Calamity will be a lot more blatant than Breath of the Wild was. You know, as much indifference as I feel towards Disney Star Wars in modern day, I'm hoping that Age of Calamity can do for Breath of the Wild what Rogue One did for the original Star Wars, except more so. You see, Rogue One didn't directly affect what we already knew about A New Hope, nor were any sane members of the audience hoping that it would, but it did give insight and almost felt like a behind-the-scenes look at the events leading up to Episode 4. The Age of Calamity finds itself in this position, except without its handcuffs as tight. By the time we finish this game, we may see its predecessor as a whole, or even as bits of the story or parts of Hyrule in an entirely new light. The era of the Wild is at most only a third over. We are just entering the second phase of this trilogy, and the anticipation is addicting. And next on the list is Item 4, another tease for Breath of the Wild 2. And I do say another tease because I firmly believe that final ending scene in Breath of the Wild was in fact a teaser trailer for the Breath of the Wild trilogy. Now, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is tasked with not only providing insight into what we already know from 2017's Breath of the Wild, but also teasing the upcoming sequel, which will be released to audiences in the next couple of years. And by the next couple of years, I'm ignorantly hoping in the next year. I'm not looking for anything to be retconned, but I am hoping when I record my review for Age of Calamity that my overall feeling is that I thought I knew what was going on in the era of the Wild, but this story expands into something larger than any of us could have imagined. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Legend of Zelda is one of the greatest franchises in pop culture. Through its 30-plus years, it has remained for everybody and hasn't sold out to corporate or social interests, which says a lot for this day and age. And not only did Nintendo catch lightning in a bottle with Zelda, but they also caught lightning in a bottle within a bottle with the era of the Wild. And when it's all said and done, we'll be lucky to have been part of something so big in video game history. Number 5 on the list is getting to know and play as the champions. One of the most intriguing aspects of this new age in Zelda gaming is Hylian society becoming more of the story. From a clan of banana-loving beta males who worship Ganon to champions of Hyrule with distinct personality and skill traits, all very capable when compared to Link. Urbosa, brave warrior of the Gerudo. Daruk, leader and defender of the Goron tribe. Revali, prized fighter of the Rito. And Mipha, the heart and healer of the Zora. Fortunately, we had a few brief glimpses of the champions stemming back to Link's memories from over 100 years ago, or when their souls were freed from a century of captivity in their corrupted divine beasts. All extremely likable characters whose lives were cut short when fulfilling their duty, a duty that would ultimately betray them. The Age of Calamity may not be direct retribution for these characters, and hell, it's always been sorrowful to watch them interact with one another, knowing where their fate will lead them. But to be them and to have the opportunity to fight back, it's almost like we're getting even for something that hasn't even happened yet. Mipha, Urbosa, Revali, and Daruk have been etched into fandom and bring an entirely new world of opportunity to the series. I'm not one for many side games, but if Nintendo plans to hold true to their goal of making The Legend of Zelda a yearly franchise, a Champions game may be called for at some point. I personally would like to see what built these characters up into being champions. Why not? When originally making this video, I was going to make 5 items I was looking forward to in the upcoming Age of Calamity. While I was writing this out, I realized I forgot the most important aspect of this game. That's right, we're going to throw in a bonus subject here, and that is the Calamity itself. And I'd like to say it's unlikely, but the truth is, I don't know what Nintendo's intentions are with this game, but I would really like to watch the Calamity from at least the point in the game where Link is gravely wounded in the Chamber of Resurrection. I'd like to say it's unlikely, but the truth is I don't know what Nintendo's intentions are with this game. But I would really like to watch the Calamity from the beginning up until at least the point in the game where Link is gravely wounded in the Chamber of Resurrection and Zelda has returned the sword that seals evil's bane to the Lost Woods. After playing Breath of the Wild and seeing the damage to the Hebra Mountains and the ruins of so many landmarks, I'd like some mystery to remain, but to have some of those spaces filled in would be gratifying. I'm looking forward to the events leading up to Calamity Ganon Awakening, and hopefully we'll get to see the princess engage him at the start of a 100-year struggle of good versus evil. So that's all for this video, everyone. Again, I'm excited for this game. I can't wait for the Age of Calamity. I was a big fan of Breath of the Wild and the story, and to know we're getting more soon in just a couple of days, I'm on the edge of my seat. All I can say is I had to share this enthusiasm, so thank you for watching, and what are you looking forward to in the Age of Calamity? Was I wrong or misinformed in anything I stated above, or did you do something disgusting with my mom last night? Please let me know in the comments so we can further discuss, and again, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.